Hello, welcome to the channel. We are those nerdy guys. I'm one of your hosts, Bones. With me, of course, as always, is Logan. Today, our first episode, we'll be discussing what our most anticipated games of 2021 will be and what we think the Metacritic score will be.
We'll keep a
you want to
score.
start with us?
We'll keep a score, and then at the end of the year, we'll go over it. And then when I win, you give me a sweetie.
All right, we'll have a rough guess of what we think the Metacritic will sit at.
Yeah, whoever's closest, I think we'll just do it because it's quite difficult. I have
What do we win?
The numbers. A sweetie.
Just a sweetie.
Yeah, just a nice little sweetie.
Okay.
nice good one.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. Do you want to start us off?
Yep. On my list, I think both of ours might be slightly different, but it'll be mainly.
Yeah, we have a few
a lot of AAA
in
sort
the
of games
background just in case we have any similar ones.
So I've got first Horizon Forbidden West, made by Guerrilla Games, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out in 2016, I think.
2016, 2017, I think.
It's one of the years. It's a long time.
It's a choice, one of them.
Every day's the same right now. So who knows? But yeah, I think that's definitely going to be. I don't know if this game will actually release this year, because
yeah, it seems to be a theme this year.
Yeah, a lot of games getting delayed.
Last year as well.
Yeah. But can't really say much else about this game. It's one of the most hyped games on PS4, PS5. I believe it's releasing on both.
I thought it was purely just PlayStation 5.
I think God of War, Ragnarok, is going to be PS5
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope Horizon is a PS5 exclusive, because I just want both consoles to do that, but they're not going to do it for a while, I imagine. But
yeah, I feel like we need to move into that pretty soon.
Yeah, you don't want games getting held back.
Yeah.
For that reason. But yeah, that's definitely one of my most anticipated titles this year. It's going to be it's a game that won Game of the Year essentially back in 2016 for a lot of outlets, a lot of fans and stuff. I'm interested to see where it goes from the story. The story was quite cool in the first one. I want to see better side quests in this one as well.
That's always the trouble with open world games, side quests. Try to find that balance between consistency and something meaningful.
Yeah, and I just think the first one had a really good main story, but the side quests were a bit bland.
The world in that game is
the world
amazing.
is so cool, and it's different. Robot dinosaurs, essentially.
Yeah, and with this one here, from the initial trailer we've seen, I think
water.
No, it's water. Yes.
So water creatures, water
dinosaurs.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the story can go from here, but it'd be quite cool to see what's going on.
It definitely looks like a big step up in terms of the environment and everything and the setting.
And it's Guerrilla Games as well, which was they were originally made Killzone, and that was a huge jump coming from Killzone to Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, it paid off. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
big time.
And Microsoft, I think, are trying to copy that with Fable being made by the Forza studio, Playground or some. I can't remember the studio name on the top of my head.
I can't remember them.
But I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah,
no release date in sight yet for it, is there?
For Horizon?
Yeah.
No.
Not like
it was scheduled for this year, but I don't know. We'll talk about it later, because I have God of War obviously on my list, and that's meant to be released this year. I can't see them both releasing the same year, so I think it'll be one of them. But yeah, that's first on my list anyway. It's not a list of my list is not like in order; it's just random.
I get what you mean. I would say one of my ones. I know we're not doing lists, but I think for me one of the most anticipated is probably Resident Evil 8. For me, Village, as they would call it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a sequel to Resident Evil 7, kind of one of the series, almost like a soft reboot from Resident Evil 7.
Oh, it definitely was.
Compared to
first-person view, for example.
Yeah, which is like completely different from Resident Evil games, because normally they're a third-person perspective game, but it still has a lot of the same elements in terms of the big fancy houses with massive puzzles, doors that have strange keys, as always.
Yeah, it's like every horror game ever.
Yeah, but no, Resident Evil Village, we've seen an initial few trailers from it now. We've seen tidbits of gameplay. Of course, they released the demo as well.
The hot vampire chicks.
Yes, of course.
That's
that everyone seems to be raging about.
Raging?
I mean raging in the sense of
right. I think really, angry. I was like, eh.
No, really excited about
she's like 9 foot tall.
She's 9'6". Tallest character in the video game.
Bigger than Master Chief. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. Resident Evil 7 left quite a good impact on me, really. I really enjoyed playing it. I've started replaying it again, actually, right now. I still think it holds up. Not that it wouldn't, because it's not an an old
Yeah.
game anyway. But it really sets up the atmosphere really well. Tells a pretty well concise story.
You're playing the same character in this one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're playing as Ethan as well.
Ethan
Yeah, because it's a sequel to it. I'm intrigued as to what Chris Redfield has to do with this story, because he is in the trailers.
Yeah, you've seen quite a bit in the trailers.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as to where that direction is going to go, as well as the whole vampire theme of it.
Yeah, where's
Seems to be just vampires.
Since when are vampires in the Resident Evil universe? I thought the whole thing was like the virus and
I think it
Raccoon
might be
City and the outbreak and that sort
I think it might be like a string of that. It'll still be something to do with like the virus, but it'll just be. Well, will it? Because I don't know. Because they look.
Well, the
vampires.
The main woman looks like a vampire. She definitely is one. Looks of it. But the other one's like that bug creature thing.
Yeah.
Like it disappears. That's definitely something. I can imagine that being like the virus, because it always has like weird, cool designs for Resident Evil. I didn't play. I think I played like half an hour, 7.
Too scared.
I think I was playing half an hour. I think I played it and went into that first house. I kept hearing creaking, and I swear something was behind me. I was like, nah, not for me. Can't do this. But I think I will play 8. I'll give it a go.
I think
it does look really cool.
I think it'd be good just to play it in general. It's like especially together as well. It'd probably be easier for you to play it with someone there with you.
Yeah, but then you'll get annoyed at my screams. I scream at everything.
I will scream a lot of time as well.
I scream at everything in those games. But yeah, I did have that on my list as well. And that comes out May 7th.
Yeah, May 7th. Not far.
That's not long at all, actually.
It's really not. It's good though. I'm looking for something new to play. And that's probably the most closest release in terms of like a game I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah. I forgot to say, for Horizon Forbidden West, what do you think the Metacritic score will be?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I reckon it'll be the same as the first one. The first one received really well high in terms of rating. I reckon it'll sit. I'm gonna say 92.
I was gonna say 91.
Were you?
Oh. I think it's definitely gonna be one of those two anyway.
It'll definitely be up in that region anyway.
I can see that in that. Resident Evil, what do you think that'll be?
I want it to be high, but I have a strange feeling it'll be not low, but I think it might be above average. I'm gonna say maybe like I have in my head 78. I know that's not entirely average, but it's 78. It's not too low though.
I was gonna go with like, I think it'll be like 83. I don't think horror games usually don't hit high 80s. I don't think. I could be completely wrong with that. Probably am, but I'm gonna go with 83. When I go over editing stuff, I'll have to write this all down. Yeah. I can't remember the top of my head. I don't have a pen on me because I'm organised. Another one, obviously mentioned just before, was God of War Ragnarok. I don't know if that's the working title, but that was the reveal trailer. And it did say 2021.
Yeah. I know we were talking about that before in terms of how it probably might get delayed.
I think that's the one that'll get delayed. Because I think Horizon's been in development for a lot longer as well.
Yeah.
It's not bigger. It's like an open world big game, Horizon. I probably think it takes longer. And I think God of War, they've like mastered the whole. Basically everything's just like one scene, the camera just moving about. There's not really any loading screens hardly in that game, apart from when you change to a different realm. Sorry.
Well, that's what Horizon done. Horizon was like it was your field of view is what was loaded, and then
there was that engine they used, and I can't remember the top of my head what that engine is called. I know they used it for Death Stranding.
Yeah,
it's a really good engine. Very
really
pretty. It makes the games look very pretty.
Yeah. No, God of War Ragnarok. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with that, especially after the soft reboot that it went through with the last one, just the self-titled God of War.
I loved the God of War games before as well, but it definitely needed a soft reboot.
Oh, they definitely needed like something like fresh, like a fresh take on it, sort of thing.
And that's a PS5 exclusive, I'm sure. But that's why I don't think it's going to be out this year. I think that's the game that gets delayed.
Yeah, I think, like you were saying before, between the two of them, they are both really
juggernauts
IPs for them as well. I think it'd be. I don't think it'd be smart to release them in such a short window.
Yeah, I can't see them releasing the same year personally.
No, I mean, hopefully it does come out, but it wouldn't be, catastrophic if it gets delayed.
Yeah, it's got Cody Balrog, I think his name is, the director of the game. He's got like a passion for video games. Like I love going on his Twitter and just like him mentioning like why hasn't there been a Mandalorian Star Wars game and all that. He's got a point. Maybe he'll make it one day. Maybe. I think this game. I think God of War was one of the best games of last generation.
God of War was amazing.
I think it was one of the best by far. If I came to best games last generation, I think Witcher 3 and God of War personally.
Well, it has a really well told story.
Yeah, it's not too long either.
No, like it's
Fun
really,
combat.
The combat was fun. I mean, it's not too complex, but like I don't think you would need that for that kind of.
Nah, you don't need it.
Anyway,
Well, the Leviathan axe as well was so cool.
that was such a cool
It was
feature.
so fun.
Just being able to recall it, feeling
Yeah,
like it was 4.
it just felt so natural as well. Like the only thing about probably my only critique of that game is probably maybe more enemy variety.
Yeah, it did kind of fall stale in terms of boss,
You know, aye.
like mini bosses, I guess. You know, in terms of like the ogres. Not ogres. Are they ogres?
Trolls, ogres, same thing.
Yeah,
Probably
they
not.
were all very like similar in design. There wasn't too much variation.
I only faced one of the Valkyries in that game. They're quite difficult.
Oh,
They were cool though.
They were.
But they're like secret boss fights ones you don't have to do sort of thing.
I know, but I enjoyed the game that much. That I platinumed it.
Yeah, I fired on the PS5 and played it. It's got 4K 60 FPS now. And it does. It just looks so good.
That game looked amazing.
2018
anyway,
game, and it
PlayStation
just looks
4.
amazing,
Yeah.
like on the TV and everything. Yeah, I'm kind of slowly playing through that mix of other games as well. But yeah, I think let's just say the game does release this year. I think that's going to be a 92, 93. I'm going to stick with 92.
I was thinking 98.
What?
I don't know.
I think 98 is like the tied highest, isn't it? Like Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild.
I know, but I think they've got a rhythm and they've got momentum from the first one.
Maybe that's a bit. I can't change it now. I'm going to stick to my landing.
I think it's just going to like hit hard, and it's going to be that.
I think it'll definitely hit higher in Horizon, but that's because God of War, like other games, like Last of Us now, it's very story driven.
Yeah,
You kind of branch off a little, but it's not like it's an open world. Like the first one wasn't an open world. You can kind of go around the world.
Yeah,
it didn't have the open world feeling like other games. It's like the illusion of open world.
It was just enough when it wasn't too tedious.
And the voice acting is amazing, isn't it?
Getting your stories told by a
so
Scottish
good.
Mimir.
Oh, it's so good. Such a good game. But yeah, I say 92 and you say what, 98?
I'm going to be 98. High. Very high. I know.
Very high. Well, fair play. That's a lot of faith. You want to go next?
Yeah, I would go next with Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I had that on my list as well.
Yeah.
It's made by Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers Games Montreal.
Yeah. Behind Arkham Origins, of course.
And that was their last game they made. They did the DLC story packs for Arkham Knight, I'm pretty sure. But their last full game was Origins, which came out in 2013, I think.
That long ago?
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Oh, Jesus.
They must have been making other games, but it got cancelled. There was a rumoured Superman game, sadly, got cancelled. But I'll get my Superman game.
That'll never happen.
One day, Superman will get the love he deserves. But yeah, Gotham Knights.
Yeah. I mean, apparently it's not set in the Arkhamverse, which seems
Weird.
Does seem weird, doesn't it?
It's not set, but Batman's dead anyway. Multiplayer game seems to be focused.
Yeah, co-op.
They're doing the classic.
based,
You can't play it single player, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I hope it works both ways, but I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's quite a. Obviously, it's not like a major fresh take. It's a co-op based game. It's been done before in that. But with these characters, I think it could be really, if executed well, I think it could be really fun to play.
Plays the Bat family, so you got.
You've got Jason Todd. You've got Dick Grayson. You've got Red Hood, who is
Red Hood. That's Jason Todd, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you got Dick Grayson who's the Robin, and then Nightwing. And
Nightwing.
You've got Robin is I think it's
basically
Damian Wayne?
you're basically playing as all the Robins and Batwoman and whatnot.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon and Damian Wayne, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have a release? They don't have a release date for that yet, did they?
I hope it's really good. The combat looked quite fun in it, but we only saw a brief sort of gameplay clip.
Yeah, I don't think they'll deviate too much from the original Arkham-based combat. I mean,
Yeah, you can't, because that combat is so good, and you see that with Spider-Man and all that. They're all kind of copying the same sort of formula with the combat, but maybe upgrading, tweaking it, try and make it better.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to I don't think this game's going to come out and you play it and it's like, whoa, this is so mind blowing. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it'll be a really fun game, and
I mean, you would want to be pleasantly surprised by it. But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I just don't think it's going to be like, God of War, like mind blown. But
No, I can agree with that, but I have a soft spot anyway for the Arkham games. Not as if they're like, a guilty pleasure. They are amazing games.
apart from Arkham Knight was amazing, apart from that tank battles.
Everyone goes on about that, but it's such a small part in it.
I know,
the
but
overall
it's
game by itself.
so boring and tedious.
No,
the
I
actual
agree
game
with
itself
that.
and the story is amazing. I didn't like how you had to 100% the game to get the real ending. I hate when games do that.
It wasn't really that satisfying as well. It was kind of
I thought the original
ambiguous.
ending was really cool. Like the whole Joker thing and how he keeps seeing him and stuff.
Yeah, how that just plays. It just shows the power of the Joker. He's been in all three of those.
Mark Hamill's just perfect as the Joker. He's the best Joker voice by far.
That's my childhood right there. Just the animated
so good.
series.
He's so creepy as well. It's amazing.
It's so well done. Like,
yeah.
Despite after all these years, it's still just hitting that note. As well as Kevin Smith as well. Not Kevin Smith, sorry.
Kevin Smith?
Kevin, oh my god, what's his name again?
Troy Baker did it. He did a bit of the voice and... Who's the other?
Sorry, I was talking about Batman there.
Oh, right. Kevin Conroy.
That's the one. I feel embarrassed I forgot about that. Forgive me, Kevin.
He's the biggest Batman fan ever. He didn't even know it.
I had a mind blank.
Stupid. But yeah. This game I think is scheduled to come out this year, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be delayed as well.
It'll be a theme this year, I think.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
Hopefully not.
I can see it happening. But,
yeah, so Metacritic score. I agree with what you said in terms of it won't be, God of War level.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it could be a very solid game and very fun.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it'll be fun.
I think I might put it above Resident Evil Village, so I might put it 79.
Oh, 79?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's quite low for a game like that.
I know.
Like, if you were the studio, you'd be like, oh, it's quite disappointing to hit 79.
No, I know, but I still think it might have problems at launch, bugs.
Of course it will.
I think that can impact
server
the
issues,
rating.
maybe. It's obviously going to be server
with
based.
With an online-based game, it could ruin a lot of people's experience.
And I'm curious to see what the microtransactions will be in it. I just really hope they're not bad.
Don't say that.
It's always a touchy subject. Get it right. It's not hard to get it right.
I know, but I just don't want there to be any.
Day one battle pass for Gotham Knights. That's going to happen. There's going to be a battle pass or something.
Oh, I hope there's not.
I don't even know how that'll work, but sure they'll find a way. Like a Marvel Avengers, royalty screwed up with that one. What do I think? I think it'll be I'm going with 80.
You son of a gun.
I think it's going to be like in the 80s. I just don't think it'll be high 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going with 80. I think it'll be a fun game. I just think it'll be one of those games you kind of like 6 months later, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
It depends on how it releases. If it's...
Oh, I hope we're wrong. I really hope we're wrong.
I hope we're wrong about everything, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, not everything. I'm right about everything. Yeah. Next on the list is going to be... It's basically my most anticipated game. Not by far, but by a lot. It's Halo Infinite.
Of course.
That's definitely hitting this year.
Halo man himself.
I know for a fact that's going to hit this year. This game has had so much issues behind the scenes, clearly, with game directors leaving all the time. And Microsoft, I don't know, maybe Phil Spencer came in and did a slam dunk and was like, that's it. Fix this now. What's happening? This game's supposed to come out, we should be playing this game right now, but we're not. And for obvious reasons, because that gameplay itself looked great, but everything else looked very, very poor.
Visually as well.
Visually, visually, very, the way the ships were moving in the trailer, very static looking, wasn't fluid. And Free are, they're, obviously people love or hate them. One thing that I think they've done well is the games are very pretty. Halo 4 was amazing. That still looks great right now.
Yeah.
It still looks amazing. This is obviously their first take. New engine. I can't remember the Slipspace engine. That's what it's called. They developed for this. So it's been 6 years. By the time this comes out in winter this year, it would have been over 6 years. And I'm pretty sure it's the 20th anniversary of Halo Combat Evolved. So this is their opportunity to hit that release date.
You don't want to miss that.
Hit that release date. Get they got some of the old devs back. What's his name? Something Staten. He was one of the key figures in the original trilogy, which is obviously everyone's favorite. Halo 3 is one of the best games of all time. It is one of the. When that game came out, it was an event. I remember it being like on the papers here. Back then, no one really liked video games. Didn't think they were a serious medium, and now their video game industry is more than movies and music combined. Yeah. But yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for this game. I really hope to hit them. They're releasing monthly updates on the game now. There's new leadership in the game, and it sounds like things are better. Multiplayer's free. I don't know how that's going to work, but with that being free, that means you're going to get a lot of microtransactions. For example, shaders. You'd pay for your color. I hate that. Yeah. Halo community was not happy with that one.
Well, I don't think any community.
And they found out by Monster Energy adverts. The game, there was such a lack of communication with they're trying to stay quiet, and I thought they were going to do like a Bethesda stay quiet, but boom, here's the game out in 2 months. Instead, they released it, the gameplay trailer, and it was just a disaster. The whole memes with the Craig, the brute, most default face of all time. Like, it needs more animations. The brute's being all hairless. Like, what's that about? They're basically giant apes that are intelligent, kind of. Well, they are intelligent, but they're like still animalistic. The graphics, they've obviously changed the art style, which I'm actually all for. But everything looked plastic looking, smooth, shiny. The sound design, I thought Halo 3 really nailed the sound design in Halo games. Wasn't great either. These are things that need to be fixed and fixed soon. So
yeah, it's not what you would expect from such a big franchise from.
Yeah, it's Microsoft's
Xbox.
most, it's the biggest franchise. It is
Microsoft's child.
Yeah, it's their thing.
Yeah.
I've got hopes for it. I think it'll be great when it comes out. I think I'll be addicted to it.
I think it has to be great though when it comes.
I was addicted to Halo 5, and the campaign on that was rubbish. The story was rubbish. They didn't follow what the adverts were saying. I thought the adverts for that game were honestly incredible. I was like, oh, this game's gonna be so good. And then they released it, and it was like nothing like the advertisement.
Classic misleading.
That was really misleading, badly misleading. But I loved the multiplayer in that game, even though it released without Forge and without Big Team Battle, these classics, Infection, that sort of thing. They cannot make that mistake this time either. They release full content, lots of maps, Big Team Battle. Apparently they might changing it. There's rumors that it might be like not instead of 8v8, it might be like either 12v12 or even higher than that.
Yeah,
which I think is really cool. What was that? Did you see the light go off?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think it'll be a good game. I'm gonna go with a Metacritic score of 87.
Interesting. What would I go with? I'm gonna say 81.
What? That's a bit low.
I know, but I feel like
my heart.
I feel like some of those issues from the initial trailer might still carry over.
I don't know. I've seen some of the clips or pictures are showing of like multiplayer and all that, and the guns and all look a lot better. The graphics look a lot better. They just got to apply that to the campaign.
I mean, I want to be wrong. Obviously, I want it to be a really well made and like highly
wrong.
received game.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's higher.
Yeah.
Whether it'll be, I don't know, but I think it'll be a huge game. It's on Game Pass. It's going to be like number 1 game first weekend anyway. So I hope the servers are prepared for, millions of people jumping on.
Servers are never prepared.
No. Gears 5 is a perfect example of that. I think that game even beat Fortnite and everything for number 1 game. Like, its released week or 2 weeks.
At the time, yeah.
And that game had really bad server issues. It kept punting us in like American servers and Americans and European servers and whatnot. But by then, there's been more consoles sold. This game is released on Xbox One, which I thought was a mistake, personally, but that's just me. I think this game should be a next-gen / PC, because it is coming on PC as well. But it shouldn't be crossplay. I don't think they probably will include crossplay to give the player a choice, because MCC is a crossplay game now. But yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic for that game, and I'll definitely probably put more videos in Halo. Me kicking your ass in Halo.
Right, I'm not that bad.
You're not as good as me.
Right. For me next, I would have to go with Deathloop. Now that's another game where it initially got delayed. It was supposed to be out last year, wasn't it? Yes.
That's a funny one, that one.
Yeah, funny in what sense?
And it's a PlayStation timed exclusive, but now Microsoft essentially own the studio, own Bethesda, own ZeniMax. Yeah, ZeniMax are the publisher, and they own Bethesda. So
yeah. So Deathloop is by Arcane Studios, of course, behind Dishonored series as well as
amazing series as well.
Dishonored.
Oh, it's so good, so good.
Second one falls a bit flat. It's not a bad game. I still enjoyed it, but it doesn't have the same as the first one.
I think level design the first one was better, but the second one was still class. Yeah. I think it didn't do well though, just because I think the timetable. I think it released like in August or something.
Yeah, but Deathloop, there's just something about it that just like grabs my attention so much. I think it just looks like sort of fun game to play. It's like basically you're like a hitman.
Yeah, you're assassin of some sort.
You're trying to assassinate. Is it 6 or 8 other targets?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do it in the same night.
Yeah, and there's like another player or something, and a player can join in.
Yeah, and every time you die, you have to restart it. And I think that can add like a fresh take every time you die, because you're not gonna be approaching certain targets the same way if you failed the first time necessarily. You're gonna have to change your gameplay, sort of like your approach to it and everything.
Yeah,
every
totally.
time. So it's gonna be, I think that can really help in terms of making it like fresh and like more enjoyable to play, because it's gonna be a different experience sort of every time and for everyone else.
I think it'd be a good game.
I think
good
the
studio.
aspect of having another player in that's going to be hunting you while you're trying to assassinate other people, if done well, can be really effective and really good. I think that'll definitely add like another interesting element to it.
Yeah, I've only seen the one trailer from it. I don't really know too much about it. I just remember reading briefly about what it's about. I didn't put it on my list, but I definitely will play it. They probably have to release it during a quiet window, because I do think it's not a game that's everyone's gonna buy, unfortunately. But
I don't think it has a release date. No, it does. Sorry, 21st of May is when it's out.
I just figured out what list a game I'm missing from my list that you mentioned before they went live.
Oh, right.
But anyway, I'll talk about that after. Yeah.
It's 21st of May for Deathloop. I will be definitely getting that.
That's not too long as well.
Yeah, so
it's just after Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7th of May.
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
You said 7.
No, it's out the 7th of May.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm being an idiot.
Yeah, so I think Metacritic for Deathloop, it's kind of a mixed one.
I think it'll be mid-80s. I'm going with 84.
Yeah, see, I want it to be that. Just like one of those worrying things of like a bad release in terms of bugs and stuff, the usual these days. It's annoying.
It got delayed because of bugs, so you gotta hope.
Cyberpunk got delayed because of bugs.
Yeah, well.
Got delayed 3 times.
That's another conversation for another time.
But yeah, I'm going to go, I don't know, in my head I have 77.
You love your 70s, don't you? You have no faith in these video games.
I know, but I'm always thinking about the problems that it's going to have when it first releases, I think. Because it's just the state we're used to.
Some proper professional reviewers, they'll be looking at, obviously the bugs, but sometimes a lot of the time it's minor. They might put a few points of it.
Yeah.
But they'll look at the game itself, and I think it looks cool. And I think the studio is great, so that's why I'm giving it a mid 80.
No, they are a great studio. They made.
So what did you say? 70?
Track record. 77.
That's quite low.
It's not. It's really not that low, though.
AAA or AA, I don't know what they count as them. Nah, AAA. Definitely AAA game.
It's a new franchise as well, possibly.
Yeah.
Or standalone.
Yeah. What do I have? I'll just go with the game I thought I didn't have on my list for some reason. Battlefield.
I had that in the spares in case you forgot about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the next Battlefield next gen game, I'm absolutely just so excited for that game. I need a new Battlefield. I'm sick and tired of playing Modern Warfare. I like Modern Warfare, but at the end of the day, it's still a COD game. I prefer the more realism, not real games realism, but Battlefield is known for being more realistic. The sound design Battlefield games are amazing. Yeah. Graphics, the Frostbite engine works perfect. Battlefield.
Just the overall feel of a Battlefield.
A lot of rumors about this game being 128 player maps and all
that. There's been a lot of.
That sounds really cool.
Like illegitimate, possibly. Like,
these are just
information about it.
Rumors could be easily fake, but they keep saying never before seen destruction. So I'm expecting higher than 64 players.
I think it definitely has to be.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be higher than that. They've had 3 years. They'll have about 3 full years, I think. Yeah, to make this game.
Yeah.
They basically got the DICE team that was on Battlefront and the ones on Battlefield 5, which was a hit or miss for a lot of people. It was a bit of a... Some parts of that game I loved, other parts I didn't like. I thought missing out Normandy Beach, all the big battles, Stalingrad, and never having
iconic
those. Yeah, the iconic battles. Yeah. I know when they went with the game, they wanted to do the smaller battles, but people in video games, we want to play the big ones.
I think Battlefield is almost tailored to having bigger sort of matches with like bigger lobbies of people rather than having like small condensed areas.
Yeah,
that's what COD kind of excels at. I don't mind it, but I would much rather a bigger scale. I think it definitely adds to the overall atmosphere of the game when you're playing it. You get really, even with Battlefield 5. Is it Battlefield 5?
Yeah, Battlefield 5.
Yeah, even playing that, you get really, really sort of like engrossed.
Oh yeah, you get really like it's like almost like role playing almost when you're in it.
Yeah,
like even like when you're playing the Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1, I thought was excellent with the sound design. It's like you just see like screams and like people just screaming, and for some reason hearing Scottish music in the background, like bagpipes like they would in the World War I when they're going into battle in the trenches. I was like, it was just so, like, you're just so into it. You don't get that in a card game because it's more arcadey. That's the way they make those games.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for this game. I think it'll be really good.
It'll be interesting to see how it's released because Battlefield 1 had a dodgy release. Battlefield
It did
5,
well though, I'm pretty sure.
Battlefield, or was it Battlefield 5 that had a dodgy release?
Yeah, that was a dodgy release. I think Battlefield 1 actually did a really good release, but I think it had a big drop off of players.
Not as if any studio wants that, of course, but I think with this new Battlefield, they're definitely trying to avoid that because they'll want to.
They need to hit it.
They have
to land.
Big
Yeah,
time.
and I think EA, fair play to them, give them extra time because they know what happened last time.
Yeah,
they rushed it. The game had a lot of bugs, like stupid bugs, like being the heel, going in turrets and you couldn't actually sit in the turret. It was weird. So many weird bugs. But yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic for that game. I think that's going to give put a lot of time into as well. Hopefully, Halo and Battlefield kind of avoid each other. There's an air COD, but I'm not really interested. Not this year, to be honest. But
I'm excited for the really sort of like big open maps with lots of vehicles in it that adds to it.
Squad play as well. I think Battlefield is excellent at.
I think it really does.
To do well, you need a decent squad. You can't go a bit slow, but
it definitely beats COD's squad aspect because
you can't go solo on that and kill streaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely excited. I think that game's going to be. I haven't seen anything of it, but I'm putting faith in DICE because they are a really good studio.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single thing yet, have we?
Nope.
It's all just been sort of
just the sort of board meetings with investors. And
the leaks that you take with like
Andrew Wilson,
well.
the EA head, like he has to, basically it's gonna be a big year for EA, blah 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 blah, money. But DICE have had time; they've had full work in this. I think they'll land because a lot of Battlefield fans want the sort of Battlefield 3-4, even Bad Company's Destruction.
Yeah, Bad Company.
They want all that mixed together. Lots of weapons, lots of customization of weapons, which I think Modern Warfare did really well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 86.
Oh, do I delve into the 70s again?
Surely not.
Nah, I don't want to.
I think they're a really good studio.
Yeah. What did you go with?
86.
86. Okay. I think I might go with 84.
Yeah, that's good. That's probably realistic.
I think if they hit it out of the park, like you said, I think it could be really strong.
Yeah.
Really strongly received by a lot of
people. Cool customization, that sort of thing. Yeah. We know it's going to be modern combat. They're not going to go World War II again.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that as well. But yeah, absolutely excited for that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Next on your list.
Next on my list is this is another one that I feel might not come out this year. Is Dying Light 2.
Why did I have that on my list? I love that game.
They've been quiet on that for a while, and there's been murmurs of sort of internal issues.
Cyberpunk issues.
Cyberpunk.
And Dying Light 2, basically. Been rumors about that.
Obviously, you take it with a grain of salt because you don't know how true.
I want to take it with a grain of salt. Yes,
I want to because I want this game to be like the first one.
The
Amazing.
first one came out though. It was kind of like people thought it was another zombie game, but it was actually a really good zombie game.
I think
with
it
amazing
flew
parkour.
under a lot of people's radar. How good that game is.
Oh, it was like Mirror's Edge, jumping about and all that. It just felt so fluid. Even your the melee combat felt great in it when you're hitting zombies and
Yeah, the parkour. It didn't feel
co-op as well.
You didn't feel nauseous while you're doing it. Like,
well, I did a wee
try to do it like
you're trying to jump up in a building and there's a zombie trying to grab your leg or something. That's a bit scary, but
yeah.
Oh, really good game. That took a lot of people by surprise. I think it probably took the studio by surprise because I think they want Techland Studios.
Techland, yeah.
They obviously want to be one of the big boys, and so they were probably hoping the second one. And from the sounds and rumors, they're saying this management has completely just gone lost. They're just trying to think of the end product. I don't know. I really hope that game is good. I think it'll release this year. I don't think it'll get delayed any longer. We haven't really heard anything since E3 2019, I think it was. Last time we heard something.
The initial trailer released.
I think that's the only thing they've shown off.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think they've been radio silent for a while now.
Which, obviously, you kind of want that, but also at the same time, you do want some info. But in terms of being radio silent, you do want that because you think they're just completely engrossed in trying to make the best game possible.
Yeah.
Which is what everyone on both sides wants. Yeah, I just think it can be. I think it can be just amazing, like the first one.
Co-op was really good in the first one. I think that was one of the best parts.
Really fun co-op game.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played it that much single player. It was mainly just co-op. We played it, and the other people we played it as well. I think was it 4-player max or 3-player? It was It's more than 2 anyway.
I can't remember. I
I know,
thought it was just the 2.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you can play with 3 people, maybe even 4. Definitely played with 3 people. I know for a fact.
It's definitely a fun co-op game.
Yeah.
Like really fun.
Oh, really good. If that game releases this year, what do you think the score will be?
I don't want to go off, like I said, those rumors about, bad management and possible sort of like internal problems and stuff like that.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
Okay, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. And if I had to go with what my heart says,
how does your heart feel?
I want it to be an 87.
You want it to be an 87?
I want it to be.
Do you think it's going to be an 87?
I don't think it's going to be, and I'm scared to say, but I'm going to say 69.
Sick, in the 6s. You think it's going to be that bad? I know that's an average game. That's average score.
But I just have this weird feeling that there's going to be problems with it, big problems, and it's going to impact a lot of people's perception on the game.
Again, I'm going to put faith. I'm a man of faith.
George Michael.
82.
82. Okay. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh with 68, but
69.
I was thinking that for the comedic effect.
Little giggles. So you think 68, or do you think it's mean 60? That's really low.
I know. My heart wants it to be higher.
Your heart wants it to be 87.
I know,
that's
but
a big
I'm
minus.
scared to say 87 in case it's not true.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that game releases this year.
I hope it does.
I did have. This will be a quick one. Back for Blood.
Ah, yes.
Turtle Rock Studios.
Spiritual successor to the Left 4 Dead series.
Yeah, because Valve doesn't like making games with number 3 in it.
Yes.
They see your spin-offs, but they don't make sequels when
seems
there's
odd.
more than 2. They do that. It's like a thing. I think they like just do it on purpose now. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for this game.
Yeah.
I love these sort of zombie. I love zombie games in general. But Left 4 Dead was such a fun series, and it's been far too long since we last had one.
Yeah,
World War Z was alright, but
when was Left 4 Dead 2 out? Early 2000s, wasn't it?
2009.
Oh,
I think it was. And the first one was 2007 in top of my head. I think it was.
Right. It's the original studio behind Left 4 Dead, isn't
Yeah,
it?
same. I think it's same like director, same people. Obviously, different people, but the same leaders. I'm pretty sure are involved. I think it looks really cool. It looks like Left 4 Dead, like a Left 4 Dead sequel. That's literally what it looks like.
I think
the title Back for Blood. It kind of like it's like an aim at almost like Valve. Yeah. Like you should have made this. You should have made this game.
Back for Blood.
I think it'd be really good. Looks really cool. Enemies look cool. It just looks like Left 4 Dead, but just modern.
Yeah, they've released alpha gameplay. I think I've seen it online somewhere. Someone playing it. At least I don't know what time region. Maybe 40 minutes. I watched some of it.
Yeah, they've released the gameplay clips and all that, and
it does just look like another Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it just looks like a modern taking it.
Which is good.
I think it'll be a great game. I think it's going to be. I'm going with 80.
80.
Just because it's a zombie game and it's going to be co-op only. You don't really get. It doesn't wow people, but I think it'll be a really fun game.
I think it'll be fun. I just think it'll be story. I don't think it'll be much.
Left 4 Dead doesn't really have a story either.
No, I know.
You don't play these games for story. You play it for funny characters and just like mental zombies and
just
all that.
Shooting, killing zombies.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah. I'm thinking in the 70 region. Again, I don't know what's wrong with you today. I'm going to say 75.
Oh, God, Bones.
Well, I think that's a decent score. It's
the only ones you got good scores to are Horizon and God of War.
I bet that's because they're just going to nail it.
I can't remember what your Halo one was. I'll have to go back and listen and write it all down anyway. Here's a game for me. I don't know if you want to play it. Baldur's Gate 3.
I don't know what it is.
That was very offensive.
Nah, I know what it is, but I've never played it.
It's in alpha right now. They've only got one act out. That's usually what they did. They're Ladian Studios. I think they're a Swedish studio or something. But amazing studio. They did the Divinity Original Sin games.
Yeah.
Did the first one. I played the first one quite late till it's Psycho. I really liked it, but I was like, nah. By that point, they already showed off the second one, like the gameplay and all that. I thought the second one. I've played hundreds of hours of the second one.
And this is
on
just
Xbox
a purely
and
PC based game.
Yeah, that's be a PC game. The Divinity games did release on console, but that was like 6 months later on console. It's mainly like a turn-based combat sort of game, isometric sort of style. It's just a deep role-playing game. I think the next one looks really good. It looks like Divinity, but it's like kind of like the same combat as Divinity, to be honest. Yeah, but
how do they balance it?
Graphics
between,
incredible.
I know you say deep, but is it like deep to the point where if someone new like me was to come into it, would they find it extremely overwhelming, sort of thing?
A wee bit. Just it's like any other playing a new game. You just got to learn the mechanics of the game.
I feel like I know, but like I feel like that would put a lot of people off in terms of it.
Well,
Being,
yeah,
like,
that's true.
really
It's a really deep RPG, and
Yeah.
that's my sort of thing. I love playing those sort of games. It's co-op based as well, so you can have 4 people in a party, so you can have 3 other people with you. Really good. I haven't played the alpha. I just want to savor the full thing. But what I've seen in alpha and what I've heard from other people is an excellent game. Amazing graphics, good voice acting for it's not completed. There's still some voices not there.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a long game. It's gonna be a super deep RPG experience. I think it's gonna be just as good as Divinity Original Sin 2. Therefore, I'm going with a 90 Metacritic score.
Well, is that how well received they are? Those games?
Oh yeah, I think they're an excellent studio, and they're quite vocal, speaking to their community and all that with patches and everything.
What studio that's actually communicates with the player base?
Honest and no microtransactions. It's great.
This is unheard of. Well, I have no knowledge of this franchise whatsoever, and it feels like you've just, I don't know,
I have a lot.
Spoken very highly of it.
Oh, I think the studio is excellent. I think the game looks amazing. So I think it's definitely gonna be a 90.
I'm gonna say an 88, based on no knowledge of the
no knowledge of the game.
whatsoever.
And your first like 80 odd game is like an 88.
I know. I'm just going. No consistency.
Going
here.
by my word. I think we got one more left for me from this list I have here. I did have things like Overwatch 2, but I don't think that's coming out this year, so I'm not going to put that in this list. Not. It's a game I love, but yeah. Warhammer 3, Total War.
It's all the little miniature men.
By Creative Assembly, who are published by Sega.
Sega. You can't not think of that when you hear Sega.
What was I going to say? I love the Total War games. I'm addicted to most of them. The Warhammer franchise has been their best work. I think
the character designs and thing is amazing. They look amazing.
They did a Chinese historic one last year, the year before, I think it was. I thought it was alright, but I just when it comes to now, I'm just like the Warhammer games are just superior. Every unit's different. The zoom in the battles and all the races. Like this one's got all these new races in, and it's got all more of the Chaos Gods. I'm saying all this, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Warhammer is such deep lore. It's like learning the Bible if you want to learn everything about it. I don't know half the things in it, but
see that kind of
it's so good. It's like high fantasy, magic, orcs, goblins, dwarves.
See that sounds good.
High elves, dark elves, wood elves. Oh yes, Egyptian ones. I can't remember Tomb Kings. They're like basically mummies essentially. Vampires, everything. It literally has everything, and obviously normal humans.
It does have ghouls,
with griffins and dragons, and it's just high fantasy. It's well up my street. But
does it have ghouls?
It does have ghouls actually. The vampires have a ghoul faction.
Interesting.
Units. Quite alright. I'm absolutely I'm buzzing for this game. And eventually, like Warhammer 2 came out in I think it was 2017 or 2018. It was one there. I think I've got over 100 hours in that game. Warhammer 1, I've got nearly 200 hours. A wee bit after the first one, they had released a thing called Mortal Empires. So it's basically they combined the map of the first game with the second one, all the races. So potentially you have like so many races, and it's just a very long game if you want to try and conquer everything.
So they almost merged the two together.
So the first one was based in the old world, which is where all the vampires and wood elves, but there's no high elves or dark elves or beastmen or anything like basically these lizards. Basically across the sea, there was the second one where the one map was on. And then they released a mode where it's all together, and it was like the biggest Total War map ever made. It's massive. It's huge. I cannot wait. It's the last one. They originally planned a trilogy, so this is the last Warhammer game. I don't know. I think they might try something different. I'd love to see them do like Lord of the Rings. Kind of similar, but be cool as hell. Game of Thrones.
See, I think that would pique my attention more if that was. If they'd done something with Lord of the Rings franchise.
But this is the last one. I think it's due. They released a trailer literally like a few days ago, so that's why I had to add it.
Cool cinematic trailers.
Yeah, cinematic trailers are really cool in these games as well.
They always are.
I know it's based on like the original Chaos Gods, and they go to the Chaos Lands. I don't know the actual terminology for it, so I'm not super Warhammer. I wish I was. But it's like learning the Bible. It's like learning a giant book.
So much information.
So much more. It's insane. But it's such a good franchise, and I really hope it lands, and I think it will. I think the first two were excellent. Not really many bugs in it. Works smoothly on most PCs. I think this one's going to end up in an 86 Metacritic.
Okay.
Potentially higher, but it's a a lot of people love it. So
I'm gonna say 85.
85. Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's mainly all the ones on my list.
My list is about the same. I don't
Anticipate.
really have any other ones left that I can think of. Anyway, I think we discussed
Hmm.
most of them that's on our radar. Anyway, at least.
Yeah, but ones we'll play. Our thoughts about it. Show gameplay clips.
Yeah, we'll definitely have
Screams.
a few possible let's plays of some of them or something. Along
I'll
that line.
definitely have a lot of Halo stuff coming up. But yeah, that's mainly what our channel's gonna be about. This sort of video reaction to news. We'll definitely do some movies and TV show reactions. This is kind of like first thoughts. We're not going to do like professional reviews. We're not professionals.
We're not.
There's real people that do that. Real people that.
We're just casual.
Yeah.
We're not going to pretend to be something we're not.
Trying to kick me while I'm down.
You know what I mean? In terms of like,
good enough, Logan.
We're not professional reviewers.
Yeah. But yeah, that's mainly what our channel will be. Lots of gameplay clips. We're definitely gonna. I think our first gameplay one, we're gonna do Mario Kart and Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
And I can't wait
Starting off easy.
to be champion at both things as usual.
Right. I can hold my own in Mario Kart.
I'm sure you can.
Smash Bros.
We'll see.
No
We'll see
chance.
when I win. Anyway, that's all from us this week, and yeah, see you guys next time.